Number 26 in the Radiance range is The Horrible Dr. Hichcock. This one has such a weird storyline. I wasn't expecting it at the start. As we open up into this world, we see that Dr. Hichcock has some strange tendencies, some necrophiliac like tendencies, as he liked to administer anaesthetic to his wife until she is passed out, and then to whatever he likes to do with her, which I thought was such a bold storyline, especially for 1962. It has all these kind of strange connotations of a man who should be dedicating his life to making other people's lives better, last longer, look after their health, and to be honest, he's kind of using what he has to get his kicks. His wife dies when he accidentally administers too much anaesthetic, killing her. This is the love of his life, and he is devastated because of it, finding himself to kind of run away until several years later he returns with his new bride, played by Barbara Steele. And as she makes her way into this kind of gothic castle looming around it, she becomes haunted almost by the memory of his ex-wife, as she starts to meet all the people that live within this house, as she starts to hear and listen to all the strange noises that comes with a new place. She becomes terrified for her very life, that something strange and supernatural is happening. This is a really kind of effective gothic horror story. It doesn't have a lot of gore or blood, but it's got a lot of atmosphere going on in this one. Some great lighting, some great set pieces, some great individual moments of shocking terror, although it does become a little bit repetitive round about the middle of the film before it gets to that wonderful climax, which I will not talk about here. You need to watch the film to discover that one yourself.
Non tornare troppo tardi. Ho paura a restar sola.
This one's a little bit like The Old Dark House or The Whip in the Body. It has that kind of feeling of supernatural dread, of human nastiness, of unnerving people who seem to know a lot more than one of our main characters, who just act in that odd, unnatural way, creating the sense of unease and dread that we have here. We've got a woman who's married to her husband, who comes into this household looking to start afresh, looking to create a kind of life and family for herself, only to discover that she stepped into something that she just was not expecting and is not prepared for. And Barbara Steele, as always, is great as the kind of damsel in distress, looking to figure out what exactly is going on and what exactly has she stepped into the middle of. It's a great kind of role, and it's really playfully done within this gothic setting. It does feel a little bit dated because there are so many other movies that do a similar kind of story a little bit better than this one, but there's nothing wrong with The Horrible Dr. Hichcock. In fact, there are quite a bit that I would recommend. The production standards, the performances, the score's pretty great. The way it creates that mood and tension, just building upon each sequences and kind of leaving our character feeling as though we're in the middle of being gaslit throughout it. And a little bit of surprise at the end, which you can kind of sense coming throughout the film, but it does create an exciting climax to this one. The Horrible Dr. Hichcock was really fun. It really did remind me of The Whip in the Body, another movie that I really love as well, although different enough from that so that there's not like a great deal of overlap, but yeah, it's a really kind of fun story. So let's dive into the extras and have a look at this one. Here we are in the disc for The Horrible Dr. Hichcock. When you go into play the film, you'll see that there is The Horrible Dr. Hichcock Italian version and Raptus, The Secret of Dr. Hichcock, the uncut English dub. I watched the Italian version for the first watch. Into special features, You can see we've got two commentaries. First by Kat Ellinger and Annie Rose Malamet. A second commentary by Tim Lucas. We have an interview with Ernesto Gastaldi, who's appeared on a few different discs and is always a joy to listen to. It's 34 minutes 19 seconds, talks about being a ghostwriter, some nice anecdotal stories, and then the ingredients of a good gothic horror. Next we have Miranda Corcoran, which is 28 minutes 17 seconds and focuses on gothic melodrama, charting its progress through the theatre into 1940s films and how Rebecca kind of works as a parallel for this film and how it contradicts certain aspects of that movie as well. Next we have Madeleine Le Dispenser. This is 18 minutes 22 seconds and she delves deep into the world of necrophilia and gothic taboo. This was really interesting because it focuses to the almost idea of necrophilia and this being a constant interest of people. It relates it to lots of real world examples, like these wax figures that are cut open and displayed for people showing their innards. It's just a fascinating kind of subject that's very rarely discussed but was incredibly interesting. We also have the gallery and the trailer, which is 2 minutes 46. Also included here is a 56-page booklet with 3 essays, my favourite being Raptus, the making of the horrible Dr. Hitchcock, which pretty much charts the making of this film, which I thought was great. Now there is a second disc on this which has the different version, the 76-minute truncated version of this film, which I will review at a later date. And that's the extras for the horrible Dr. Hitchcock. So there we have it. The horrible Dr. Hitchcock is out now. Like I said, there's 2 discs on this one with 2 varying cuts. So I may be back to talk about the shorter cut to see exactly what that does, because it feels to be, or it sounds to be, something that's rather different than the main presentation here. I would love to know your thoughts on the horrible Dr. Hitchcock. Did you love it? Hate it? Fall somewhere in the middle? Have you picked this one up? Let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on this release. I can't wait to see what you think of this one. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to the Patreon membership program and manvfilm.com. All ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.